Hi everyone, my name is Ambreen and today I will show you how to make keema, which is also known as mince meat. So sit back and enjoy my video and make sure you do make lots of notes. Right, to begin with, I'll be peeling my onion, one large onion, and I've got one large bulb of garlic. So I'll be taking off all the skin. Okay, in my pot I'll be adding in some garlic. I've added in 4 more cloves of garlic. And now what I'll be doing is adding in my onion. So I've washed everything. Now I'll be cutting my onion into small pieces. If you want, you can use a chopping board, but I prefer using my hands. I like to hold the onion and chop it rather than using a chopping board. I find it a lot quicker this way. So make sure when you cut it very fine, not too thick. I've used quite a large large onion, which will be sufficient. Okay, now I've washed my mince, cleaned all the mince out. I've used about 2-pound leg mince. Once I've washed it, I'll be adding it into my onions like this. Okay, now I'll be adding in my chilies, so you put the chili according to your taste. Then I'll be adding in some salt, then again according to your taste. Now I've added in some boiling water. I'm not going to be covering the mince because the mince and the onion itself will let out a lot of water. Because it's leg mince cooks very, very quickly. So once I've got everything combined together like this, I'll be mixing it. If you're using a small size onion, then use 2 onions. And this is what it should be looking like. Okay, while that's on the cooking, I'll be cutting my coriander, and then I'll be washing it. So I like to get all my prep done while the mince is on the cooker cooking. Right, I've got one large chilli. I'll be slitting it in the middle. And that's my coriander and chilli ready. Right, next I've peeled off a bit of ginger, washed it, and now I'm going to mash it down until it's very fine. Okay, now I'm adding in my tomato. It's washed. I've taken the skin off. Because it was frozen, it's easier to take the skin off if you put it under hot water. And now I'll be mixing everything like that. Once everything is mixed, I'll be putting my lid on. Okay, so you come back every 5-10 minutes to the mince and just check on it. So it is melting lovely. You can see the onions are melting too. Just put the lid back on it. Now I've come back to it. And now you can see the water is simmering lovely in that mince. The tomato is melted as well. Put your lid back on. See, the water has gone down. Make sure you are cooking your mince on medium heat, not high heat, because you want to cook your mince well. Okay, now I'll be adding in some oil. So about 5 tablespoons is sufficient. Okay, now I'm adding in my ginger. Once you've added in your ginger, you mix it really well. You can really smell the nice aromas in this mince. And now I've added in some dried methi. You don't have to add the methi if you don't, but I prefer adding in the methi. It's got a nice smell. Now I've added in garam masala. I've put about 1 teaspoon of garam masala. And now you've got all the ingredients combined together like this, and now you'll be cooking it on medium heat until your mince is nice and brown, and your onions and your garlic should all be melted, and all you'll be able to see is just the mince. So now you'll be cooking it really well. It smells and it looks absolutely delicious, but at this stage you need to keep cooking until all the water is evaporated and your mince is cooked nice and brown. You can already see the colour is changing and the oil is separating. That's when you know your mince is cooking really well. So with the wooden spoon, just keep mashing up the onions and the garlic. The tomato is melted. You can't see the tomato now. So just keep breaking it up like this and keep stirring every few minutes. It is important to keep stirring your pot. That is looking really, really nice. At this stage, you can add in whatever you like in your mince. You can add in peas. Peas and mince is a very good combination. You can also add in potatoes. If you don't like peas, you can add in potatoes. You can add in any vegetable you like. You can add in lentils. Black-eyed bean lentils are a very nice combination with mince. What you could do with that is just boil the black-eyed lentil in water, and once it's softened you can just add that into your mince and just cook it. This is when your mince is nearly cooked, so you don't want to do it halfway, just over halfway. You can add in your pea vegetables or lentils. Don't add them in too early because you want to cook your mince really well first. I've added in a bit more salt and chilies. It just needed a bit of that bit of spice and taste. I do like my mince quite spicy. So obviously you add your spices according to your taste. The more longer you cook your mince, the more tastier your mince will be. Okay, at this stage I think my mince is ready for the coriander and the green chilli. You try to add your coriander and green chilli right at the end when the mince is nearly cooked, because you want to taste the flavour of the chilli and the coriander. You just keep cooking. Roughly the minced meat should take you about 1.5 hours to cook. That's if you want to cook your minced meat really well. You don't have to brown it, it's entirely your choice, but I like my minced meat cooked really well. And this is what my meat should be looking like. You can already see the colour change. The oil has separated and the water has evaporated. And there is my mince. Lovely. You can have this with chapati. You can have it with naan bread. Thank you for watching Ambreen's creation. I hope my video has given you lots of inspirations and lots of ideas. It will be lovely if you try this recipe. You can't go wrong with this recipe. Once you've cooked the mince, you can virtually add your mince into anything. You can add it into puff pastries, you can make a pie, you can make samosas, you can make spring rolls. So it's a lovely filling as well as a meal. There is lots of ideas. I mean, you can also make pasta and add in some sauce into your keema, into your mince. You can make lasagna. So there are lots of ideas with mince. You can't go wrong. Even when you have mince left over, you can make different things. So once you've eaten it as a meal with your chapati or your naan, you can always try out something different the next day. And it's just giving you lots of ideas. With mince, you know, you can't go wrong. So I hope you have enjoyed my video, and please do give me a thumbs up, and thank you very much for watching my video. Bye for now.